Another good game tonight. Our Bulls did their thing. They did exactly what they needed to do. They showed up, got the Hawks up out of there, played a very solid, balanced game. They kept Cam Reddish from going off, kept Trae Young to shoot a decent percentage, not as bad as last time. He was 10 for 23 with 26 points, 11 assists. Capella had another big night on the boards with 15, but Vooch had a bigger night with 20 boards. We actually out-rebounded the Hawks tonight by 4. Had 38 assists on 52 buckets, 13 turnovers, which they need to get that under handle, 9 steals as a team. This was a great team game from the Chicago Bulls, man. And that's what it's all about, man. At the end of the day, the Bulls have to be who's in front of them, and they needed to win this one-handedly. That looking at the way that the rosters were shaped up, they should have won this game exactly the way that they did. Honestly, it probably should have been a little bit further, the difference in score from what it was, but nonetheless, it's a win. We're going to take it. We're not going to analyze it too much or critique it too hard. As I should say, DeMar, 8 for 18, not the best shooting night from DeMar, but you didn't feel it out there. He was plus 18, as all the starters were. All starters in double digits, with Tyler Cook and Ayo Dosunmu adding in double-digit scoring as well off the bench for both of those guys. Coby White, probably another, probably another solid game, but another solid game, one of his best games of his career as a Bull as well. 12 assists from Coby White, which is huge, especially when, we critique Coby as a point guard and how he falters as a point guard sometimes. But 17 points, 12 assists from Coby White in this game. We had good Coby for the most part throughout this game. 6 for 14 from shooting. It was only 3 from 9 from three-pointers. He had some really wide open looks that he didn't hit as well. I trust that those are going to start falling, but we're seeing Coby White's confidence continually build, and that's not going to do nothing but bode well for him when he goes back to the bench as well. They've already shown a commitment to get him minutes. Mac McClung with his first NBA buckets as well. I know a lot of people are high on him and things like that, so I know that was fun for some people to see. Surprisingly enough, Derrick Jones Jr. only played 5 minutes this game, which I expected him to play more, but maybe, like I said in the halftime hangout, maybe they saw opportunity to let him continue to rest. They're really going to need him against the Pacers, and just like I said, let them rest, see what happens there. This was an easy win for the Bulls, and it's a win that they should have had. But the way they looked in the win, the fact that they shared the ball as much as they did, the fact that Javonte came out in the first quarter, 8 points in 8 minutes, and he went out with a shoulder injury before he came back. The Bulls played a really good game, and this is when you want to be a team that's taken seriously among the top in the conference, top in the NBA, you need to have games like this against lesser competition. You need to look, we've seen like with them drop games against the Rockets and stuff like that. So you needed to see a game like this from this team against this type of competition. That's what you needed to see. And we saw it. And our Bulls delivered as they continued to have. Fuck any other doubters, anybody who wants to hate on the Bulls or anything like that. At this point, none of that even matters. Our team showed up. They played the way that they should be playing. And that's what matters at the end of the day. That's what matters at the end of the day. So yeah, man, that's where we are. We're gonna go ahead and go to the comments. I'm not even gonna analyze it super big. This is gonna be a live stream for us, me and you guys, into comments and go over it, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot to break down. They did everything they should have done in this game. Everything from defense on Trae Young, to not letting Cam Reddish go off again, to out rebounding Vooch again. Solid game from Vooch. Let me not go too far without mentioning him. Vooch again continuing his positive play. A 20 rebound game from Vooch, which let's not sleep on that. That is big. I think his last 20 rebound game was actually against us. So 3 steals from Vooch as well. Only 1 assist. 2 turnovers from Vooch, but this is again another solid game from Nikola Vucevic, who's continuing to show that Vooch is back. He's focused. He's locked in. Anyone who's doubting Vooch, y'all need to apologize. Y'all need to send Vooch some apology letters, that's for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and go to the comments. We're going to go to the comments early in this one, because like I said, not really a lot to jump down on that. Let's get into this. Rick Fernandez, let's go. Another solid win. Congrats to Mac for his first NBA points. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said before, I don't expect Mac McClung to really get any minutes outside of garbage time like this. But again, I do think that if there is any potential in Mac, and there is some, hopefully this front office sees it and they bring him into their G League team. And then we may see he may be somebody again like Arch, and hopefully better than Arch. We're not comparing the type of players, but just a player who stays in our system for a while, and we really see what we can get out of him for sure. JDH, Haize, you're creeping up on 3K subs, bro. Just a couple weeks ago, you were dreaming of 2.5. Listen, really, I think I gained another 100 subscribers today. I know I gained 100 yesterday. It's really been crazy, man. Like I don't know how I caught the algorithm. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just you guys spreading the word. I don't know what it is, but I'm glad. I'm happy. And you know what? Let me take a moment out of here because of this, right? Shout out, and hopefully he's watching. Shout out to my dad, man. I'm not going to say his name because he may not want it exposed, but shout out to my dad who gave me the confidence to initially start this channel. I've been kicking around starting the Chicago Bulls podcast, not because, again, I wasn't a YouTuber before, but I was kicking around starting the Chicago Bulls podcast for probably almost 2 years. Conversation with my dad heading into the season, me and him just talking about it. He gave me the confidence, put the battery in my back really to go ahead and start it. I started it, I think, a week or two later, and it's been a great, amazing journey, man, building a community. You guys have been supporting me. You guys clearly have been liking the content. You guys helped me continue to evolve it, man. And we're just going to keep doing this thing, man. I'm thinking about because I qualify for like the members part of YouTube or whatever. So I'm thinking about like doing one exclusive live stream just for members if anybody does join. But I'm not here to plug that. Let that be what it is. But I did want to shout out my dad for giving me the confidence, man, and also just making me a Chicago sports fan from birth, and everything. He's an amazing sports mind. I would love to have him on here at one point so you guys can meet him and everything like that. But yeah, I wanted to shout out my dad for just the confidence and always supporting his children and just giving us the confidence to do everything that we do. My sister has a YouTube channel where she talks about rap and hip hop, and it's just we're a very talented family, and honestly, my dad investing in our dreams and giving us the confidence very early on in our lives, man. It's a big part of why we're as successful as what we are as humans. So shout out to my dad on that one. All right, enough of the heartfelt stuff. Let's get on with that. Jiff Boy Gaming, 5 in a row, baby. Absolutely great winning streak. This winning streak can go for a while. Looking at the Bulls record, what we got, who we have up next? Man. I'm throwing so we have the Pacers on Sunday, then it's Washington after that, I believe. Both winnable games, definitely for the Bulls. And then we, close to the end of that, we go into another murderer's row with a lot of contenders. Trying to bring up this guy. I'm trying to fill in time talking. So we got Indiana, we got Washington, we got Orlando, we got Washington again. Those are our next 4 games. All those games are very winnable. We know the matchup against Indiana can be tough for us, especially when they're all healthy. The games against Washington are going to be very, very interesting games from Washington. The Orlando game, again, Wendell Carter's probably going to show up trying to kill us. But then that Dallas game on the 9th, really looking forward to the Dallas game to see what we do with Luka, see what we do with the solid team. And then the big test, January 12th, Brooklyn, then Golden State, then Boston, then Memphis. All a string of very good, very exciting teams that we're going to be playing. Following that up with Cleveland and Milwaukee. It's second half of January is going to be very interesting, and another set of tests for the Bulls, one after another, to see where we really measure up against some of the teams that are considered better than us. Especially that we play Brooklyn and Milwaukee within a week of each other. Basically, that's going to be interesting games there. On the lookout for that one. Coby hater is going to be silent. Listen, Coby, I'm telling you guys, Coby's confidence is building, and Coby's new engagement on defense is very important, man. I'm telling you guys, the way that Coby is engaged in defense, like getting to turnovers and blocking shots and just being more active and aware. Coby was completely lost out there his rookie and sophomore season on defense. It wasn't just a lack of effort. That was lacking as well, but he just did not know what to do with NBA defenses. We're now seeing Coby White really understand what it is to play defense on the NBA level and being really active in that. And I'm telling you, combine that with his shot falling on games when the shot's falling, he's going to be a very important piece off our bench. Very, very important piece off our bench. D93, what a game. Yes, this was a great game to see. This is a game you want to see from your team. Real star scream. Cook was cooking with gas tonight. Absolutely. I have so much faith in this kid now, man. Tyler Cook in this stretch. And the one thing that I do like about let me not say like that I appreciate about this time that we've gone through of our roster being depleted, like games like getting gems like Alfonso McKinney, seeing players like Tyler Cook. I know some people would have wanted to see Marco more. He's in health and safety now, but Tyler Cook is especially a player to me that, I was like, he needs some more seasoning probably. We'll see if he ever becomes a contributor. We'll see it in a couple of years or whatever. But Tyler Cook is proving and showing that, hey, he may be young, right? He may not be perfect, But at this point, I do think Tyler Cook needs to be on this roster to get those reps in the NBA in actual games and continue to improve. Man, I really do have high hopes for Tyler Cook, and this stretch has really opened my eyes up to him as a player. It was great to see Coby even showing up on the defensive end. He can play D, just needs to keep working on it. And it's very similar to Zach. Again, not comparing them as players, right? But his defensive inability is very similar to Zach's early in his career. And we've seen the strides that Zach can make. Really, defense, especially playing with a team that has a great team defensive scheme, it's really about being aware, paying attention, keeping your head up. And Coby's doing those things now. And he can, again, probably never a lockdown defender, but not a negative defender. And that's what you want to see from a player, especially with his offensive ability. If you can not be a liability on defense with that offensive ability, it makes you a great piece to any team. Julia back in here. What's going on, Julia? Great win. I love Tyler Cook's energy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can gush about Tyler Cook all day. We did a good job not letting them come back like we do sometimes and continue to play unselfish basketball in the second half. Absolutely. Still lost another third quarter, right? I'm going to keep talking about this as long as it's true. The Bulls still lost that third quarter by 4 points. We actually lost the fourth quarter as well by 3 points. But we had such a great first half and especially a second quarter that it wasn't enough for them to overcome. But, that third quarter continues to be a problem for the Bulls. Sam Matthew, honestly, pretty easy win for the Bulls. They got some easy dunks and layups that took the pressure off Zach and DeMar. Yeah, and you want to see games like this, especially when you can get a big win. Now, Zach and DeMar still played pretty much their minutes. DeMar 36 and LaVine 32, but the pressure wasn't on them down the stretch. They didn't have to fight out of a deficit or keep us from going into one. It was a complete balanced attack tonight. Javonte Green showing up the way that he did, and Coby White, as well as Vooch. And then the contributions that we got from Ayo DeSumo off the bench, man, that's going to all make it easier on our stars. And that's what you want to see from a team, for sure. We're a deep team when you don't notice Lonzo and AC aren't playing. I mean, well, keep in mind, we're against such a depleted team, but they played really good defense on Trae Young. It would have been, imagine the team defense and the defense, Javonte and everybody contributed to Trae Young as well, but having Lonzo and Caruso be able to really guard Trae Young one-on-one the whole game, it really changes some things. And one thing that I'm noticing about Javonte Green, right, we've seen him play power forward and guard bigs for so long. Switching Javonte on a guard, right, on a point guard, that's going to be huge, especially like whenever Patrick Williams comes back and Javonte moves back to the bench. We're going to have two players in Caruso and Javonte Green coming off the bench that can guard from 1 to 4. That's the luxury that not a lot of teams in the NBA have. That's why when people ask, like, hey, if Kyrie coming back, does it scare you? And it really doesn't, because we're, again, not to say anybody can lock him up or shut him down, but we're going to have more than capable defenders out there with the Nets lineup all the time. Eduardo, Bulls win, Boston loss, Lakers losing, amazing night. Yes, Lakers fans get on my fucking nerves, man. Especially like it took them having two players that get triple doubles to beat the Rockets last night. And then Lakers fans on social media were just like, oh, we're back. You guys doubted us. We're back. And look, back to losing the next night. That's what it is, man. Yo, what's up, bro? Great team, W. Absolutely, Jonathan Washington Jr. Absolutely. Dominic, BKR Sport told us his stream to come watch your post show. Hey, man, shout out to BKR Sport, who's like really become like, he's somebody that, you watch his videos. He's very thorough. He covers a lot of different teams and things, but he's really showed me a lot of love, and I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Crazy how Matt Thomas gets first quarter minutes. Hey, listen, he's a veteran. That's what he's out there for. Jason, I'm here from BKR Sport as well. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed enough to hit the subscribe button. Check out some of my pre-recorded videos as well. But yeah, if you want after game Bulls content, I'm going to be here more times than not. JDH, Haize, we got a tough 3-week schedule starting January 1st. We must show up and make it say, hey, I just was talking about that. Yes, January is going to be a very, very interesting month for the Bulls, especially, we'll be preparing to go into the All-Star break after that. But really coming by the end of January, we would have faced every major contender so far this season. And so with that being said, that's really going to show where we are, right? If we come out of January still with the second best record in the East, still with more wins than losses in that stretch, not overall in the season, it's we already know the Bulls are legit, right? We know that. And the national media will probably never come around to it, but it is what it is, man. Julia, I'm a lady, but F all the Bulls haters. Nick Friedel leading the list. Hey, man, I just can't wait till the Bulls go on a big run and they just have to eat their words. Vucevic needs his respect. Too many doubters at the beginning of the year should be praising him even greater. Listen, and don't get me wrong. When a player is down, especially when you taste your team being so close to contendership, I understand why the overreactions were there to Vooch. People and fans have knee-jerk reactions. Fans don't know how to wait. They don't know how to they don't know how to progress. None of that. Fans just know what they see now. A lot of casual fans, us fans who are deeper and look deeper into basketball and stuff like that. But keep in mind, a lot of fans in general are casual fans, meaning that they only look at the box score. They see bits and pieces of game, but they don't sit there and really try to break it down and things like that. All they know is that Vooch missed X amount of shots. But yeah, it's time for people to start coming around and realizing that we have a really big and solid star in Nikola Vucevic. Jonathan Washington Jr., what do you think of Troy Brown Jr.'s last few games? I doubt there's enough minutes for him when the others get back, but it's encouraging to see him play well. Yeah, he's giving you something every game, right? Something. While it may not always be offense, sometimes it may be defense, sometimes it's just making the right plays. He's showing better than what he was at the beginning of the season. I think sometimes we need to remember with him too, still a new team. He hasn't played with a lot of these players for a long time, all of those good things. So we're starting to see everybody fit into and understand their roles. And when that happens, that's when you start playing greater than the sum of your parts. And yeah, Troy Brown Jr. is playing better for sure. Called in to support your show from BKR Sports. Well, thank you, Trucking Down Under. I definitely appreciate that, man. Like I said to the other two as well, hopefully you see enough here that you hit the subscribe button, you start coming back for our after game streams. That's for sure. How do you feel about the Pacers game on Friday? Listen, I'm excited for every Bulls game. We played well against the Pacers last time. By then, I think Lonzo will be back. I think Caruso will be back by then for sure. It's going to be an interesting game for damn sure. But I trust the Bulls can beat anyone, especially when you get Vooch playing defense like this. And again, I'm excited to see a Tyler Cook. I know Tony Bradley may be back by then. I'm excited to see Tyler Cook against that lineup as well. I think the Bulls, what we're seeing with the Bulls now, they're fighting for rebounds more than they were before. Again, against depleted teams, I understand that, but the Bulls' confidence is steadily building. And the freedom in which the ball moved out there, when you throw in Lonzo, right, and his three-point shooting ability as well with that freedom of ball movement, they have to keep that. We got to see not to default back to ISO ball, but keep that ball movement, and I think things are going to go very, very well for the Bulls. Sorry, I had to yell at my son. Father moment for a second. Chi-Town, BKR Sports sent me. Well, thank you, brother. Thank you, BKR Sports, and I hope you stay around. This is the one-stop shop for all Bulls content, man. I appreciate it. He's a great YouTuber over there. Hit that like button and subscribe. CBC, absolutely, Brackets. Thank you for that. Quadruple X 20. Don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what you're getting at with that. Another history for Zach LaVine 5-win streak. Hey man, listen, we're gonna keep it going. We're not even gonna stay here and marinate on the 5-win streak too much because we need to get that to 7. I need a 7 to 8 game win streak from my Bulls. MK season. Oh, and I see you be sneaking into clickbait ass channels comments, bro. I'll be doing listen, I stay my nose. You know what it is? No, I get a lot of notifications. And honestly, sometimes when I'm just sitting around, I check out other channels. Like if it pops up in my feed, I try to check it out. I try to support everyone, even though some of them are whack ass content creators. Jalen Turner, I'm trying to get people in my Bulls fan group chat on Twitter to join and subscribe. Well, shout it out. Give it to us. Jalen, put it in the comment with your Twitter handle. We'll get in there, man. We'll get in there. Put up a crown for Stacey King. Listen, having Stacey King back tonight was so great. So great. BKR Sport is in here. What's going on, BKR? It's your grind. They call it the algorithm. Put effort in and people see the quality. Well, thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Hey, I love this team. And like I said before, when I decided to do the Chicago Bulls channel, I knew that I wanted to execute it in a way that was true to me, right? True to me. And like I said, my dad inspired me to start the channel. Me and my dad talk about everything Chicago Bulls, like literally like when free agency was going, and the moment somebody signed, we're on the phone, we're doing that. And so I want this channel to feel like you're having a conversation with your friends who's also a Chicago Bulls channel. And like, I have a whole studio in my basement with 2 different sets. So you're going to get breaking news with me. Literally, anytime something breaks, I'm just like, oh, let me go down to the studio. Let me get it up. So, yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. But my passion is here for the Bulls. These are conversations and things I'd be tweeting, talking about, even if I didn't have the channel. So it makes it's a labor of love. And it doesn't even feel like labor most times. It's not. Io going to lock up Young for years to come. Hey, man, I love seeing Io because the sky's the limit for him. 21 years old. Still very rough around the edges with some things, but you see something in every single game that you're like, this, like, some people have one great skill that makes them an NBA player, right? That makes them somebody who can contribute to NBA teams. And then you get those players that do a little bit of everything well. And that's what it seems like Io is going to be. Solid on defense, can give you some offense. He's getting more confident in his shot and everything like that. Io is going to be a really good player. At worst, at this point, I'm willing to say Io is going to be a 6-man off the bench for years and years to come. At worst, right? And it's good to feel that. It's good to have a front office that drafted a player in the 2nd round that you legitimately can see being a contributor for years to come. Now, let's see if he hits that potential. I trust that he will, but it's good to see for sure. Starting off my night right with the Bulls win, the Chicago Bulls Central Stream. Well, I appreciate that, Michael Armstrong. I appreciate that a lot, bro. Dre Day, it's because your objective opinion is very appreciated in media. Thank you. I mean, I try to really cover the team honestly. You're not going to get any like fan blindness for me. When they do bad shit, I'm going to talk about it. When they do great shit, I'm going to talk about it. When I'm not sure, I'm going to talk about it. And one thing that, like, I was talking to Ricky Fontaine on Side Personal, shout out, because he has my number. We're actually friends now. That was just like, look, as content creators, it sucks when you have somebody who, like, on their channel, on their platform, bashes like a Vooch, for example. And then when Vooch is playing well, they don't talk about it, right? They just don't talk about it. The thing that I want to do is always be honest, always give you objectivity. So if I am wrong about a player, I'm going to be the first one to be like, hey, look, I just had this shit wrong, man. Y'all was right. Y'all were right. So, Warlocker, tell me Chris Fleming don't look like that. Hey, man, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Daily Insomnia Podcast. Let's stop pretending we can't win this whole thing. Listen, man, I try to stay humble with it, man. I want to see, no, seriously, though. We can, right? We have that potential, but I want to see how we make it through this murderer's row in January. I want to see us play the Bucks. I want to see us play the Nets with hopefully Kyrie playing then. I want to see us play Dallas. I want to see us play the Warriors again. I want to see us play the Suns. I want to see us play teams like that and see how we stack up, even if it's a loss, but see how the games go before I start beating that drum. But, you know, guys, I've been telling you guys, the Bulls can make it Eastern Conference Finals. And because I believe they can beat anyone in the East in the 7-game series, it'll be tough, but they can do it. I definitely think the Bulls can make it to the finals for sure. Dre Day, I'll be a member. Well, thank you for that, broski. Thank you for that. LaVine's first 5-game winning streak, first since 2016. That is crazy, man. That's wild. But hey, this team deserves it, man. We're playing very well. It is what it is. Ricky Fontaine, it's those likes and shares getting your algorithm up. It's a good journey for us. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I said it before. I'm just the host of the show. This is not just my platform. This is a community that we're building. You guys called for live streams. Now you see I do them all the time. Whatever ways you guys can think of the channel improving, let me know. Like me, remember, I started this channel for anyone who's been around from the get-go. I said, there's no way I'm going to be posting daily Bulls content. I post daily Bulls content now, like, and not even because I mean to. I never set out and be like, oh, I'm going to post a video every day. It's just naturally it comes. So, you know, it is what it is. You guys put the battery in my back. Hey, BKR Sport. Hey, Bulls balls out. Listen, that username throws me for a loop every time. I'm salty. I missed the halftime. I mean, you can't make it all, man. That's why I have the halftime hangouts and the after streams. You're doing a great job, bro. The subs will constantly grow. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it, man. It's not about the subs for me. Like that's a good benefit, and I'm glad people are liking it, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, if it was only 50 y'all, we gonna have the best fun and 50 people live stream ever. It doesn't matter. It's not about numbers for me. The numbers, I think, are a byproduct, hopefully, of the quality. I focus on quality. Everything else is gonna work itself out. I truly believe that. For wrestling fans, to quote Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream rises. You guys know my Macho Man impression sucks. John Will, Great win, guys. This is the way the Bulls are going to play in the playoffs when playing teams one game after another. Great adjustments. Cool blood. This is what I want to say. Chris Fleming's adjustments have been great, right? And honestly, this is not a critique. I'm not at all saying Chris Fleming is a better coach than Billy Donovan. I'm just saying it seems like Chris Fleming makes adjustments a little bit quicker than Billy Donovan does. It seems like Billy Donovan tries to see if his scheme is going to ultimately work or play out. It seems like Chris Fleming, in every time out, calls some adjustments. Hey, I noticed this out here. Let's go ahead and change this a little bit. He really does, and it's been working. Now, again, depleted teams and all, so that caveat's thrown out there. But I really do like the way that Chris Fleming's adjustments are specifically. The style of the play is pretty much the same as I thought it was going to be when I talked about that in the video. But the adjustments just seem a little bit quicker to me. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with that. Zach about to shatter his old winning streak. Hey, man, that's what a better team would do for you. Cap lives, man. We looked official tonight. Yes, against a depleted team. Let's just keep that in mind. But this is the wins that this is the type of games that the Bulls would have lost last year. So, yes, you want to see that. Cedric plays. Y'all think Matt Thomas next one up will keep him from getting traded or waived? Also, y'all think we see future time from him or Tyler Cook? Listen. Okay, Matt Thomas is always is the break glass in case of emergency player. By that I mean, you're going to be able to trust him to stay focused on defense. He's a veteran. He's going to be able to play in the system very well. He's going to pass well. You saw that tap pass to Coby. He has those veteran things, and he's always going to be able to give you that no matter what, no matter the lineup, no matter anything. Matt Thomas is always going to be able to be trusted, but he's on the end of a bench for a reason, right? Tyler Cook, on the other hand, I see some serious potential in Tyler Cook, more so than I have in Tony Bradley. That's, again, not to say that Tony Bradley isn't better on defense, but when you look at the total package of basketball, Tyler Cook just seems to be a lot more polished than Tony Bradley on offense, and I don't think Tony Bradley is markedly better than Tyler Cook and what I've seen on defense to tell me that I don't think that Tyler Cook should continue to get these minutes. Now, if you need more length, stuff like that, or if Tony Bradley gets it going or Tyler Cook's having a bad game, absolutely. Not saying we should cut Bradley or anything, but as of right now, Tony Bradley's activity, his speed, his quickness, his athleticism, him being a more reliable on offense, to me, I would want Tyler Cook playing out there more. That's just my personal opinion. Proud of you, Anthony. Proud of you. Hey, man, you've really been here since damn near the beginning, so I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, bro. That really does mean a lot. What is your sister's page, bro? I would love to keep it out. My sister's page, I'm going to put it in the comments. It's TG hip hop page. She just talks about her thing, man. Yeah, she posts a lot. So if you want groundbreaking, anytime a freestyle or album drops, she posts every night. She lives California time, so sometimes it's late for me. But yeah, go and shout out, go and check my sister out. GS, I'm lost again, bro. Nude Nut, my favorite username of any subscriber on this channel. Nude Nut. Good to see the beard ain't running wild today. Hey, listen, man, that was so funny yesterday. Literally, y'all got my honest reaction to that. I finished the video, I was saying my goodbye, and I looked in the thing of the camera, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't comb my beard at all this morning. Yeah, I'll try to get it better. It's still not as perfect as it is during the day, but it is what it is, man. Anthony, Coby White, Stacey King voice. Listen, man. He's playing good, man. He's playing good. Thunder thoughts. I went over a little bit. Like I said, he's not going to be somebody that you see a lot during this season in the regular season. But I absolutely would love to see the kid stay on our G League team and us try to develop him in our system, right? And see what we can get out of him. The thing is that we project to be so fine on the guard going forward. Look at Bulls have 5 guards that, if all healthy, can all contribute in different ways. And Lonzo, Zach, Ayo, Caruso, and Coby White. So it's going to be hard for McClung to get consistent minutes. Now, like I said, if he's willing to stay in the G League, if another NBA team doesn't want to give him a spot on their main roster to get him minutes, I would love to see him stay around here. But I think it's going to be really hard for him to break this rotation consistently unless something's gone terribly, terribly wrong with injuries. Honestly, a lot of players stepping up and showing their worth before the trade deadline. Hey, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. Warlocker, Golden State plays the Bucks the day before they play us, so we could catch them off guard. Hey, That's not in our control, but hey, I wouldn't be mad at it. Jay Ahmad, man, Io is something. He is something like he is, man, and he looks like a baby out there. So, like, keep in mind, Io still gonna develop some NBA weight, right? The game's gonna slow down to him. You can see out there sometimes he's playing faster than the game, sometimes the game's faster than him. Like the alley oop that he kind of didn't throw up high enough, but once everything starts evening out for Io, that's going to be dangerous, man, to come off the bench. Who's your top three teams you can't wait to see the Bulls play? I think I just went over them. Suns, Golden State, Milwaukee. That's it. And don't get me wrong, excited to see us play against the Nets again when they have Kyrie. Dallas, because I just love Luka. But yeah, those would be my top three. Sam Matthew, told you earlier, and I'm going to say it, Bulls winning 10 games in a row. From your mouth to God's ears, my brother, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Marquis, Coby heard the rumors and talk. Now he balling. Hey, listen, well, the thing is, keep in mind, he was coming back from injury and things like that. But again, players usually make leaps in their third years, and not that he's going to make a huge leap or anything, but we're seeing him get better on defense. We're seeing him have a better understanding of the game. We're seeing him not seem as flustered out there. Keep in mind, Coby, first year, his rookie year was the COVID year. The season was stopped literally the day after his first start, in which he went off and started. What did he score, like 30 points or something like that? Season stopped. The Bulls didn't come back. They didn't get to play. Rookie year, he dealt with injuries. He was playing out of position. This is the first season that we're really going to get a real look. And even then, he's still coming back from injury, but we're going to get a real look at Coby White in a position that's more optimal for him. And it's going to be telling. It's all going to be telling to what Coby White ends up being for this team and how they end up investing in him long-term based off what happens in this season. I really do think so. Going back to Anthony on this one. Yeah, it's called the game slowing down that started happening for Coby White last year, but there you go. It's kind of what I just said. Ant, the big homie. First of all, this is my first time seeing you here, brother. So thank you for joining, man. Hopefully you see enough to subscribe. I love Cook's game. I do too, man. Just as an energy player. And then he can still get better, right? I don't know how old is Cook. Anybody know off the top of their head? I look it up before I see the comment because I'm so far behind on comments. 24 years old, right? So not too young where you see like huge development coming, but young enough to where, and he hasn't played enough to where you can see him get considerably better, right? Considerably better. Jose Chan says, what's good, Hose? What a dominant game by the Bulls tonight. Absolutely. In every facet of the game. Looking forward to the Suns game and Nets back with Kyrie for sure. Definitely. BKR Sport, my brother. The rise of Vooch, again, has been impressive. From the form he showed beginning of the season to returning to his brilliance right now has been unreal. Nearly a 2020 tonight, yes. And the thing is, people doubt Vooch on defense. And Vooch is showing a lot of people right now, like, hey, I'm not the best defensive player in the world, but don't sleep on me. Because if you sleep on me, I'm going to show you some shit. And Vooch is showing out right now. I love how we're treating our two-man contracts in G League like a farm system in baseball. That's kind of what you have to do. And that's what, when I thought we would see this more. And some franchises do use, like you've seen Caruso came up through the Lakers G League system and stuff like that, is that once every NBA team had their own G League affiliate, you knew that it was going to eventually get to this point. Now the G League has a draft and stuff like this. We're going to start seeing more and more players, right? Not necessarily stars rise up or even starters, but some of those middle of the bench players that end up being, solid contributors and stuff like that, they're going to come up through G League systems. I think we're going to see more and more in that as they continue to improve that G League process down there. DBD, the garbage time scoring from the Hawks frustrated me, but what a win from the Bulls. I mean, it happens in garbage time. It always happens. Those players out there trying to show some things to stay on and get contracts. King Out Long wanted to stop by to say, keep up the good work. Happy New Year's and go Bulls. Thank you for that, Frank. Thank you for showing up, my brother. Back to Anthony, the Bulls don't need to make any moves. Again, I lean on that side as well. But the thing that I'm doing and the thing that I always rely on, we always talk about how this new front office is good, how it's good to have a competent front office. By that, then it means that I trust what they do. If they see a deal that they make and they think it's going to improve the team, I'm going to trust them. Until they do something that's completely does not work, I'm going to trust them. So while me, the fan, may want to see this team stay together and see them develop these players, if AK and Eversley see a deal that they say, hey, we can't pass up on this because this is something we think is drastically going to improve the team, I'm going to trust them with that as well. Trust them with that as well. Let's go. Pay dirt. We hopefully will have traded for someone to improve the team. But again, it goes back to what Anthony. I don't think the Bulls necessarily have to trade. It could be on the buy. What the Bulls need at the four that we're talking about. A lot of fans go to players that like star players. The Bulls don't need anybody that they have to run offense for. The Bulls need someone who can rebound, defend, block shots, and hit open shots. When they honestly, a Javonte Green that's 6'8", 6'9" would be the perfect player, but that the Bulls need. So they don't necessarily need to make a trade for that. They may also, if Patrick Williams was coming back, Tyler Cook developing, whatever else, may think that they don't need to make a move. So I don't think for the Bulls fans to think we need to make a move, I think some people are going to be disappointed because the Bulls may not make that move. They may not make that move. The move that they make may be getting Patrick Williams back healthy. The length on this team is crazy. Yep, we may not have height, but we have length. That's what she said. Came here from BKR Sports, Bull stream of the game. Loving your video so far. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hopefully you see enough, like I said, to hit subscribe. I don't do streams during the games. I do streams during halftime, but with people like Windy City Breeze, people like BKR Sports, like you guys got to trust them, man. They're good at that. I'm probably not going to be good at live calling games. It's my focus, man. My focus. My glaucoma be throwing me off. The Bulls fucking dominated. Then let's be honest, fuck Atlanta. Hey, man. Atlanta is one of my favorite cities, but the team, anybody who's not the East, fuck them. Trey Lonzo for a big what? Why do y'all want to see Petty Roosevelt come out? First of all, bro, I know we had a big win. I understand it was exciting. You probably had a couple of too many shots, man. But White over Ball, listen, I love Coby White. Stop smoking that dope. Stop smoking the dope. Leon, 6-game winning streak on the way from your mouth to God's ears, bro. Blah. The Bulls have matched their win total from the last 82-game season, and it's not even January. This team is the real. Isn't that crazy, bro? Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah, it's crazy for sure. Laxus Garcia, Coby White out there knowing his role. Hey, and it's amazing how when you put a player in a role that they feel more natural in, and they understand the how their role is defined and what you need from them, how they can blossom and develop in that. That's why I've been so loud on beating my drum about Coby White. Hell, I have a whole video that I did early in this channel on why the Bulls would be crazy to trade Coby White right now. That was probably the first video where the comments flamed me, but I think it's showing true right now. Let's go back to Nude Nut, my favorite username on this channel. Seeing bench players get better and contributing is great. Looking forward to seeing them play against teams like the Bucks, Heat. That's going to be a big key in the playoffs for sure. But we got to keep in mind, rotations shrink in the playoffs as well. But it's good that when you know that if you need to go deep, you can trust your players and they know their role. So yeah, for sure. Derry Barnes, Vooch. I'm now ready to say that he's officially back. He is and has been consistently stepping up in many different ways, not just scoring, in defense, in his assists, in blocking shots, in going for loose balls. It's all clicking for Vooch, man. It's all clicking. Vooch rising his chance to get into the All-Star game. I think it's going to be really difficult with how he started the season, only because the Bulls don't have a lot of nationally televised games. So a lot of casual fans who do a lot of the voting aren't seeing this, right? They're not seeing this. They're looking at the box score, and in a game like this, 16 and 20 may stand out to them. So we'll see. I hope that he does, though. Was this Coby White's first double-double? I'm not sure at all on that one. I'd have to look that one up. I love how active Vooch was tonight. If he continues to play like this when P. Will gets back, we may get scary. We're already scary. But yeah, having Vooch play defense like this, and then you have a player who's basically just out there for defense and to hit open shots like a Patrick Williams, it does make things a lot dangerous. Edwin, Matt Thomas ain't so bad from what I saw. Now, I did miss some of the game. Having a 1-year-old running around, hey, man, I remember those struggles. I remember that. My son, during like the height of the Derrick Rose era, had to be like 1, 2, and 3 during those seasons. And yeah, it gets difficult. It definitely gets difficult. And then my son used to do crazy shit like pull his diaper off and run around the house pissing. Like, yeah, it gets difficult. Gambit, not a Bulls fan, but I love watching this team every week. Hey, man, that says a lot, right? They play an exciting brand of basketball. They're definitely a league pass team to watch. Next year, I hope they have a lot more televised games so there can be more people feeling like you do. Chase Lane, you think P-Will can come back this season? With the Bulls getting denied for the disabled player exception, makes me think that the NBA, because it says that the NBA medic or whatever has to take a look at it and evaluate it. With that being said, he's probably going to be back at some point this season. Now, how much he's able to contribute, if he's going to be able to contribute in playoffs, it remains to be seen. But all signs and everything, it seems like he's going to be back this season. LaVine was unreal from the field. Ayo and Javonte played amazing defense. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great game, but I got a little worried. A few times the Bulls have had a big lead now, and they have gotten a little lazy. They almost let Atlanta make a comeback. Need to see them work on this. I've talked about this heavily before. Now, I don't know if Atlanta was making a true comeback. They did whittle the lead down, but the Bulls are always handily in the lead. In this game, last game, it did get a little bit more dicey, but the Bulls do have a habit of throwing away leads, specifically in the third quarter. So we do need to see that come down. I really want to see that get worked out, but I trust that they'll figure it out. I definitely trust that they'll figure it out. Reginald Short, was this team made to get past Kyrie, KD, and Harden? It was made to be the best team possible, but I think we have the weapons definitely to get past them. Definitely. Lucas Brown, ESPN Salty won't pay homage to the Bulls. I hope they win the chip. I've talked about this heavily. National media, they're not going to change their rhetoric at all this season. They'll probably change it next season for sure. JT, the Bulls need to teach the Cavs that they're a cute story, nothing more. I hate the Cavs. Listen, I live in Ohio. I hate the Cavs. I hate LeBron. I'm not from here, but I live here now. I live in Columbus, Ohio, not in Cleveland, thank God, because that is a armpit of a city. But yeah, I mean, but hey, let's give it to them. They are playing very, very good, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers are playing very well, and hats off to them. They've shown that Laurie isn't terrible, right? And I had been beating that drum myself back when the Bulls had him, and before they had traded him, I was like, hey, if Laurie ends up staying on this team, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at it. Laurie has a lot of potential in the NBA, and they're really showing what that potential is. Now, it's not going to be the big time scorer that we thought it was. He had the potential to be at one point, but Laurie's showing that he can be a contributor on a team for sure. Jalen Turner, my fiance is mad because I'd rather listen to you than listen to her snore. Hey, man, don't let me get you in the doghouse with the lady, bro. You can catch the game the live stream after the fact. Don't sleep on Tyler Cook. This is from Michael. Don't sleep on Tyler Cook. Just got to tap in on the defense side better. Listen, potential. And I don't even hate what he does on defense. Yeah, he makes some mistakes. I'm not saying he's perfect, but I don't hate it. By the way, I want to get to the first seed specifically because I want the media to cover us and realize how good our guys are. Listen, I'm telling you right now, even if the Bulls are the number one seed in the East, the media is going to cover because they have to, right? They're going to cover the game kind of neutrally, but they are just going to wait for the Bulls to be eliminated, and then they're just going to say, see, we told you guys they weren't legit. That's what it's going to be. I don't think the Bulls front office expects P-Will back, or they would have tried to get. No, I mean, you try to get it if you can, right? You try to get it if you can. But they've been very quiet on P-Will, and we'll see. I think he's going to be back though. Doug the Pug, Javonte Green is like the new age Noah. I think he's more like the new age Taj Gibson, right? A player that can give you scoring in double digits. Sometimes we're getting Taj end up develop. When I say Taj, I'm talking about like early Taj in his career. But Javonte, he's out there. He gives us a lot. Sean Beck, Rubio tore his ACL, man. That sucks. That I always hate to see players get hurt like that, man, and lose whole seasons, especially at his age. That's going to go on for a while. Milton Thomas, the Bulls did what a great team is supposed to do. Put their foot on their necks. They used to play down to their competition. Not anymore. Glad I found you, Haize. I'm glad you found me too, brother. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for being in here, but I agree with you. Now, I would have liked them to see their put the foot on the necks a little bit more. I really wanted to see this game be over and decided by the end of the third quarter so the Bulls could just coast. Now, that kind of still did happen in some ways, but I wanted to see it bigger. That's just me. Edwin, Cleveland down bad. Rubio control that offense so well. We'll see how they continue and who steps up. BKR Sport, talking casual fans, more about people only seeing what they want to see that fits their narrative. Don't see as many games as us. However, doesn't mean our opinion is any better besides facts. Hey, Facts don't care about feelings. They don't care about what players are favorite. Facts are facts. Now, everyone, and I say this a lot on my channel, my opinion doesn't hold any more weights than anybody. I'm just here to give my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it all gets proven by the end of the season, right? Break to take some water. Hold on, give me a second. Dead pizza. Tyler Cook was absolutely cooking. Hey, Tyler Cook his confidence has been building since he's been getting the actual NBA minutes, man. Absolutely. If the league would be granted the P-Will exception by rule, we would have had to sit out all season, including play. Oh, really? I didn't know that was the rule. So if they would have gave the exception, he would have had to, even if he was healthy. Didn't know that. So thank you for educating me on that. We're getting 9 wins in a row. Hey, man, from your mouth to God's ears. Laxus, good thing the Bulls win on Stacey's return. Hey, man, I love Stacey King. Thunder, I see CBC everywhere. Do you? Well, shit. I must be doing something right then. I'm glad you see us everywhere. Corey Barnes, I would like to see Io get the opportunity to start over White. I know it's pretty late now since Caruso should be coming back Friday, but damn, he always seems to step up to the plate. You know what? The thing, and I agree with you, right? I've been beating that drum of I thought Io was going to get the start. But, you know, I think what Io brings off the bench and the fact that he's more of a Swiss Army knife than Coby White is. Coby is really a specialized player. Like, he's playing good defense now, but you would never necessarily say that that's his best trait, right? But Io, you can easily say his defense is one of his best traits. And then if his offense gets going, if the floater gets going, then if you want to have him run up the offense sometimes, he's more of that Swiss Army knife. So I guess that's why they have him off the bench. I kind of understand it in that way. But, you know, it is what it is. He's going to get his minutes regardless. Dead Pizza, give it to us. Go back to Laxus Garcia. I wish we beat the Atlanta Hawks at their full strength. Me too, man. Do we play them again this season? I hope when we do, it is at full strength. What's up with the NBA power rankings? Most sites have the Bulls at 7. They give Cleveland more respect than the Bulls. Why can't this great team get? Okay, so the power rankings are really, keep in mind, the power rankings, part of the thing of the power rankings is just the shock, right? Nobody expected Cleveland to be this good. Yeah, like people didn't expect the Bulls to be good either, but the Bulls have more stars, like tried, tested, and true stars. So I kind of understand why Cleveland has. And then keep in mind, the Bulls had so many games postponed and canceled over a stretch of time. But I definitely think after this week, by Sunday, right, with that, when those power rankings are released, I think the Bulls are going to be above the Cleveland Cavaliers for sure. Leon Valdez, can Kyrie play in Chicago with the UC vax mandates? I don't know the mandates by every city, so I'm not sure. If he can, then he definitely will. But somebody let me know that down below. I'm not sure. I'm gonna skip some because I'm trying to catch up because our chat now, like I remember back when we first started doing these live streams, I was able to get to every single comment. Y'all are showing out now. So I can't keep up with everyone. So it is what it is. You should have your dad on the show sometime. I absolutely would like to. Now, my dad, we'll see, right? He is very much I don't want to make him seem like a curmudgeon because he's not. My dad's literally one of the funniest people, but he has like that dry sense of humor. I'll definitely try to get him on the show. It probably won't be a live stream though. If I do convince my dad to be on the show, it's definitely going to have to be a pre-record. It definitely is, but I would love to have my dad on the show. Love to have my dad on the show. All right, BG, appreciate all the hard work. I appreciate you, brother, for the support, man. I wouldn't, it is what it is. I do this because I love it, man. We definitely can go 9 games, but after that, there's Dallas, Nets, Warriors. What do you think about that 3-game stretch? Listen, Dallas, I definitely think we can beat. I think we have more than enough weapons, especially if we're back fully healthy by then to beat Dallas, especially with Vooch playing the way that he has been playing. The Nets, you guys know my opinion on the Nets very well by now. I think the Bulls, again, maybe they're not should be favored. Not saying it's going to be a blowout or it's going to be easy, but I definitely think the Bulls have what it takes to beat the Nets. We've beat them before, again, without Kyrie, but we'll see. The Warriors, that's going to be the biggest test. Hottest team in the NBA. Don't know if Klay will be back by then or not, but that is a big test for Lonzo, for Caruso, for everyone to see how we measure up against a team like that, a team that is as good defense as offense and all that good stuff. That's the biggest worry out of those shirts. But I trust the Bulls' ability to beat those other teams. I trust the Bulls have a chance to be the Warriors as well. We got blown out last time, and we're going to see. We've seen this team before with the team that they lost to previously come out with that chip on their shoulder wanting to prove something. Random. Bulls fans after tonight, we should cut Thomas and trade Coby for McClung. Listen, Bulls fans and their trade things is just getting ridiculous. Reginald Short. Oh, me and you were talking. What's your opinion on Devin Dotson? I really don't have an opinion on Devin Dotson. I really don't. I don't think he's ready right now, and I understand why he's not going to get minutes once everybody's healthy. Again, I already talked about how heavy our guard rotation is already, but much like I said with McClung, somebody who's in our system, we're going to take a look at. We're going to try to develop him within, but I don't know. I just don't know how many minutes he's going to get on this team if this team is fully healthy. Got to admit, I thought Io was going to make Coby trade bait, but I was wrong. Listen, Coby has improved. That improvement on defense has been drastic, right? Yeah, he's still not the best defender, but for how lost he was at some point, it's considerable how much of a leap that he's made. And then when that shot's falling, when that confidence is going in the shot, Coby's a bad man. Joe the Blacksmith, shout out to Rusty Thomas, making good plays, making it with intensity and nailing open shots. I don't understand when people talk smack about him. Listen, he does what he's supposed to do as a veteran on the end of the bench. That's what he's supposed to do, and he does that very well. Ace Daniels, no, you got it wrong on Io, bro. He's going to be a starter for a team, hopefully ours, and be an all-star in the future. No. Well, I didn't say that was the floor. I said at the absolute worst, he's going to be a six-man for a team. I didn't say, but a starter, again, if he's on the Bulls, he's not going to be a starter. Keep in mind, we got Lonzo Ball, we got Zach LaVine. He's not going to be started. That's why I've talked about, like, if a team does come in and offer him, or a team sees the potential in Io being their long-term starting point guard, because he only signed that 2-year contract, we don't have the matching ability that we do with first-round picks. But yeah, let's hope he wants to stay here. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Daniel. I definitely plan on it, man. Definitely plan on it. Bro, it's fun again. This is from Mike S. Bro, it's fun again at the UC where Nick Friedell's now when he's laughed at us in the offseason. I'm glad he's not covering the Bulls anymore. He's a straight hater. He was a hater on the Bulls towards the end of that run of him being here. The Bulls. You were right about Cook. He looks good. Hey, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm not always right. Like, I'm not one of those YouTubers, creators, whatever, that I think I'm always right. I just really try to give you my true evaluation when I see it. And Tyler Cook's shown me a lot that I really, really like Tyler Cook. Really, really like Tyler Cook. Have you noticed that today's score was damn near the same as Monday's game versus the Hawks? Themes of games, bro. Jorge Sanchez, do you see LaVine developing? He's already a two-way player. LaVine has developed into a two-way player. LaVine is absolutely a two-way player now. Now, again, he's not a lockdown defender. He's not Kobe or Jordan out there as a two-guard and what you trust with them defensively, but Zach LaVine is absolutely a two-way player. Now, the thing that I want to see Zach LaVine develop, and they talked about a little bit on the game today, is he's learning things from DeMar. He's starting to take some of DeMar's moves. If he becomes as efficient in that mid-range as DeMar is, you have a top 10 player in the league easily because of his ability to score. And now how he plays heads up on defense, and he's a much improved one-on-one defender. Abso-fucking-lutely. Ricky Fontaine, I was hearing that Chicago was thinking about changing the rule that you have to be vaccinated by January 3rd so Kyrie won't be able. Listen, that would be such a boss move if that happens. Like, again, but I'm not one of the people who I want to see my team face the best competition possible, because I really want to know how we truly measure up. I don't want an easy, like, first round, yeah, definitely, but I don't want the easiest path necessarily where we play a bunch of hurt teams or depleted teams in the playoffs. I want us to beat each team at their best. So it sucks that we would be robbed of seeing the Bulls face off against the best version of what the Nets have. But again, not going to be mad at it. Not going to be mad at it. BKR Sport, bashing players is acceptable regarding sports itself as long as you admit when they kill it. I slap players on my channel, but when they're struggling, but that's because I want them to prove me wrong. Absolutely. And that's what it boils down to. That is ultimately what it boils down to, for sure. For sure. Who's your top? I answered that early in the stream, bro. Deshaun Fells, I'm glad the Bulls won the game in a dominant fashion, as they should. I'm just hoping the bench contributed more in the second half so the starters could rest more. Yeah, I mean, we didn't another flat third quarter, but yeah, I wanted to see that too. Killer Bean, would you ever consider changing your channel name since there's another channel with? Nope, I'm never changing the channel name. I'm never changing it. I'm just not. Again, I've told the story of how that happened because I didn't watch YouTube. I'm a podcaster. This was never supposed to be a YouTube channel. I originally just set this out to be a podcast, so I just searched podcasts, didn't see Bull Central, didn't know they exist. I didn't even know that they existed until about a month after having my channel when people started mentioning it in the comments. But I'm not changing the name to my channel. Not doing it. Do you know if we will have Zoe back by the Pacers? We should, considering the shortened timeline of COVID being out, unless Zoe, and we haven't heard anything, unless he's having symptoms, unless he's having something going on, I do expect him to be back by the Pacers game. If not the Pacers game, definitely by the Washington game for sure. But I do expect us over the next couple of days to hear that he's back. I wouldn't be surprised if we get an announcement tomorrow that he exits health and safety protocols, and then we see him on Friday. Agree. Johnny Jang, we had an amazing offense, but we were missing AC and Zoe on the defensive side. I mean, Bulls play pretty good defense. Look at the efficiency in which Hawks scored in. They scored some points, but it wasn't very efficient points. So we did pretty good on defense. Now, would it have been better with AC? Of course, but you kind of want to see this team have the defensive effort that they had without missing two of their best defenders. Thought they said Billy was on FaceTime or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. I wouldn't be surprised. I know if I was coach of the NBA team, fuck COVID be damned. If I see something that I want to make sure my coaches see, I'm calling you motherfuckers and you better answer the goddamn phone. Yeah, that's something I noticed also. He's quicker with adjustments. That's back to my comment. That's how far back I am on comments. Chris Fleming is very quick with adjustments. What? Our defense kind of, bro, no. Again, I don't want to judge anybody, but only people that would say the defense was ass if they're just looking at the box score. Atlanta's going to score points, but when you look at the efficiency, which is no, our defense was not ass at all. Not ass at all. Stay Gold Bang, first night back with Stacey, he instantly points out the media would rather talk about loser Lakers than winning Bulls team, and that's second, but low-key best team in the East. Love that. Listen, Stacey keeps it real. He gives no fucks. He's been around long enough where he doesn't give a damn. All that shit. By the way, we also stream on Twitch. I'm going to this comment from, this is my sister. She's in here. Wait. Oh, no, that was my comment. I'm a dumbass. That's my comment. Dumbass. See, I flame myself. As much as I flame y'all, Petty Roosevelt comes out against myself at all. I just read my own goddamn comment on my own stream. Dumbass. I be doing some dumb shit, y'all. Dumb shit. We got a super chat in the building. With super chat. Great channel. You've done an awesome job covering this special team this year. Go Bulls. Thank you for that, man. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you for that so much. All right, let's go. I'm sorry if I missed this, man. I'm going to try to catch up with some of these more recent comments because I am very far back in these comments, and I do apologize. JDH, if Coby keeps scoring, he and AC off the bench together will be fine, and sprinkling in a dose of AO. AO is going to get minutes. AO is going to get minutes. Like, best believe he is still going to get minutes because AO also can guard multiple positions. And yeah, he's still a rookie. Like, imagine when the game slows down to him and he starts learning some of those veteran maneuvers. Like, AO is going to be so dangerous. But yeah, I see where you're getting at with that, JDH. Warlocker, in an interview that was released today, DeMar revealed that him and Vooch have been trying to team up for a while and thought it was hella cool that they found a way to make it happen. Hey, man, players have those type of conversations all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if every player's had conversations with their best friend of linking up at some point in time. The fact that you included the Cubs in with the chance of winning anything warms my heart. But on a side note, my heart's a liar, and we are a long way. Listen, don't get me started. Don't get me started. One of the things that stress out my life so much is Cubs. I'm more of a White Sox fan than Cubs, but Cubs and Chicago Bears, I love them to death. I love the Bears with all my heart. I love that franchise. I love the arena, even though we need a new one. I love everything about the Bears, but they stress out my heart, bro. Like, literally, if my heart ever gives out, it's not going to be because I'm fat. It's going to be watching a Bears game. It's great to have a front office that you can trust. Agree with you. We just have to have trust in the front office to do what they think is best. And if they make a move or if they don't, absolutely. That's what it boils down to me. It's funny how the same people that talk so much about AK and Eversley, and they'll use it in their comments, right? They'll say, the Bulls need to trade for such and such, such and such. Why? Because we have a great office in AK and Eversley, and that's why they need to do this. No, if you know we have a great front office, trust the moves that they make. The Bulls can get that. No, they can't. The Bulls cannot sign Thad Young if he's bought out because we traded him there. So no, if Thad Young's bought out, kiss that bye. We can't sign him until the offseason. So no, we can't sign him if he's bought out. Greg Monroe would have been a good addition. Good, but Yeah. People, for me, and this is just part of my methodology. When people are out of the league, it's usually for a reason. Now, you have those rare occasions like when Carmelo was out the league and then he came back and he was a big contributor on Portland. Like, you have those rare occasions. But usually, when people are out of the league completely, it's usually for a reason. Look at Isaiah Thomas. Even though he had a big first game with the Lakers, back on another 10-day with a different team. Lance Stevenson, out of the league, signed with the Hawks, played a lot of minutes against us in their first game, kind of falling out the rotation. Usually with that, that's just there are people that transcend that, but it's usually that it happens for a reason. Jonathan Washington Jr., if the Pacers are serious about blowing it up, Torrey Craig could fill up in at the power forward, defends, and is on an expiring contract. I haven't seen anybody that see. Now, that is the type of trade that takes some thought. I understand that, rather than just any star thinking that we can trade for. Again, want to make sure, if he is bought out, we cannot sign Thad Young. Remember this. If Thad Young is bought out because the Bulls traded him to the Spurs, we cannot sign him. So do not hope for a buyout if that's the case. If you want to see Thad Young come to the scene, the last thing you want to see is the Spurs buying him out. That's the very last thing that you want to see. The NBA denied the Bulls disabled player. We kind of talked about this already. Yeah, we talked about that, but yeah, it's a good sign for him possibly coming back this season for sure, right? Why is DeMar listed? Oh, we talked about that a long time. The NBA, listen, the fix is in. The NBA, I think what happened, this is my personal, and I haven't gone into this side of it. The NBA did not give the Bulls a lot of televised games because guess what? They didn't believe that the Bulls can be good. Now that the Bulls are good, they want to make sure that they can capitalize off it as much as they can. So they listed DeMar as a 3 to keep possibly from Lonzo sneaking in. You don't want to have 3 All-Stars from a team that's not going to be on TV a lot. Now, next year, watch magically. Next year, DeMar playing the same amount of minutes that he plays at the forward. He's probably playing more minutes at power forward than guard this year. Next year, I guarantee you, Lonzo's going to be a guard. Zach's going to be a guard. DeMar's going to be a forward. Vooch is going to be in his position. I guarantee it. And that's going to happen because ding, ding, ding. Next year, the Chicago Bulls are going to have over 20 televised games. Mark my words. MC season, don't make Haize go on demon time and he's untainable and ain't going back. Hey man, listen, they for anyone who's first time joining our live, who came over from BKR Sport, Petty Roosevelt is this character that I have. And he comes out, and when he comes out, shit gets real. Shit gets real. Let's see what else we got. What's this? Let's see what this is. The Bulls, Patrick Williams disabled player exception by NBA. Can you explain why they denied? I think I touched on that. But what that means is that basically they expect him to be back. I think it's by June. I think he would have to be out past June. I believe that's the month or whatever. I could be wrong on that month, but so that means that they expect for him to be back this season. What impresses you more, the Bulls offense or defense? The Bulls defense for sure. And the reason why I say that is that look at how good we're still playing on defense without Lonzo, without Caruso being in. The Bulls defense, even me as a Bulls fan, the offensive fit questions I never worried about. I did worry about how we would be on defense, considering that we don't have the best historically one-on-one defenders. But this team is playing such great defense. That dog is coming out in the defensive end. The fact that when everybody was healthy, we were 5th in the league in defense. I think we got as high as 3rd at one point. All that, the defense has been probably the most impressive thing to me outside of Io on this team so far. Walter, why would the Bulls ask for exception if they expect him back? If the league would have given that exception back, we kind of talked about that already. So I'm gonna, it's not to skip your question, but I think we've kind of touched on that already. Tyler Cook could break the backboard with those. He listen, Tyler Cook is happy as hell to be there. Happy as hell to be there. Why do you think they kept Derrick Jones Jr. on the bench for so long? I kind of talked about this earlier in the stream. I think that maybe they expected us to be able to handle the Hawks so handedly that they figured, all right, even though he's back, he's available, let's go ahead and let him rest as much as possible because the Bulls have some tests coming up. So let him rest as much as possible. They're going to definitely need him more against the Pacers. So they probably figured, hey, Tyler Cook's playing pretty good. Everybody's playing pretty well. Let's go ahead and let him cook. Let's go ahead and let him sit down and continue to get that rest. I'm just trying to catch up on comments. I apologize. This is Carl Johnson. I think the Bulls need to pick up a stretch for. No, we don't. Again, I disagree, and my opinion doesn't hold any more weight than yours. I don't think it's a stretch. They need to find somebody who definitely hit open shots, but I don't think it's stretch four is necessarily it. I like Tyler and Derek I do too. I like Tyler Cook at the 5, especially in some matchups. Like the speed. That's the thing that's been most impressive about Tyler Cook to me is his speed. Right at 255 pounds, he's a quick 255 pounds. So. All right, let's go to this. Considering the Knicks have been an absolutely rap-over organization for decades now, it really is crazy we cop the short end of the stick regarding media treatment for big cities. And I really just think it is, like, when you look at it, the NBA gave us some televised games when we were worse teams, right? And maybe it's just this time where they just wanted to see us prove it. But yeah, I agree. The Chicago is a huge market, and the fact that we don't get treated like it unless we're contributing, whereas other teams, even when the teams suck, they still get treated like a big market. It does suck. It does suck for sure. Do. Just going through these comments, trying to find some good ones, trying to find things that aren't redundant. So if I skipped your question, I apologize. It just means that that I've probably already answered something similar to it before. I disagree. I think I never said that Iowa wasn't like people like sometimes like, and this isn't to flame anybody. You guys got to listen for comprehension rather than just me saying that Io isn't going to be a starter. Doesn't mean he's not the future. But you're not going to have a starting lineup of Lonzo, Io, and Zach LaVine. It's not going to happen. But again, I think people take the thing of somebody being a sixth man as meaning like a slight. There's an important role as a six man. You have an important role as a six man in the first guard off of a bench. So no, I'm not saying that they're not the future. I'm just saying that the future starting at guard for a long time is going to be Zach and Lonzo Ball. Julia Jules, exactly. Kyrie can't play at the United Center. Everyone has to show proof of vaccination. Is that true? Is that true? Now I did see somebody else in the comments said that doesn't apply to visiting teams, but let me know. I'm not sure how that works. JDH, Haize, your set is dope. Is the soundproofing material? How do you get those colors? Oh yeah, like this set over here. For those who watch my stream a lot, my pre-recorded videos are over on the other side of the studio on a gray wall. This is all soundproof. There's even soundproofing on the ceiling. And the reason why this one's so more heavily soundproofed is that I know I'm going to be live streaming more during the day and stuff over here. And like, so my son is upstairs right now. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. My son is upstairs right now having the Fortnite stream of his life. Like literally he's up there playing Fortnite, turning the fuck up. And you can't hear it. You shouldn't be able to hear it at all because it's so soundproof. But he is turning up, like literally music playing and everything, like just one floor up. And so over there on the other side of the studio, you would be able to hear that on. You can't hear it as much over here. Do you think Jordan Bell will get minutes in the next few games? I don't. And the only reason I don't think so is because I thought Ersan was going to get a lot of minutes. But it really does seem like this coaching staff trusts Tyler Cook to get these backup minutes while Bradley is out. And it's not like Tony Bradley's playing a lot of minutes either. With the combination of Derrick Jones Jr. being back, I don't see it. I don't see him. I think he's going to be there maybe if something happens, maybe for crunch time, but I don't think Jordan Bell is going to get a lot of minutes on this team. I just don't. Could be wrong with that. I just don't. Do you? Yeah. I mean, the KT trouble. he was getting rotational minutes when everybody was healthy. Ayo has been getting minutes basically all season. Since he started showing that he can contribute, he's been getting minutes. So yeah, he's absolutely going to be getting rotational minutes. There are movements of DeMar that give me chicken skin, very similar to largest of all, go Bulls. Listen, and Zach is stealing a lot of DeMar's moves in the post, so it's gonna get scary really, really quick. Something started playing. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. All right, moving on. Juju knows hoops. That's my brother Juju in the building. Salute Haize. Let's go. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Headlock gang in here. Shout out to Juju. Another Juju comment. Yes, sir. 5 straight. This team is looking like a machine. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Edward. Always like to give overseas fans a holler. Shout out from Belize. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Juju knows hoops. Jordan Bell was the perfect pickup for this team. We'll see if he actually plays some, right? He was out there for a while. So the fact that they went to him now may throw some questions on how much they're going to actually play him. I do like him, especially as an end of the bench player and big who can just come in. We'll see if Tyler Cook if Tyler Cook goes back to the G League, which I hope he does, and I hope he stays on this roster. I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan Bell get some garbage minutes from time to time. Zoe, Ayo, Zach, Pat Will, and Jokic is the future of the Chicago Bulls. I don't think anybody denies that. This is a good question from Mike S. Will big time free agents finally come to Chicago? I think so. I think now seeing the way that this team's playing, right? And I this is my personal opinion. If you're a power forward, and again, I don't know if the Bulls are going to be looking for starter level power forwards, but solid bench contributors. But if you're a player in general, and that you might be a ring chaser, you want to contribute to the team, you want to be able to have a defined role, you want to have a team that has stars, the Bulls have to be high on that list. And again, the front office is very respected around the league and amongst players as well. So GBZ, somebody always in the chat trying to get over it. Get over it. He stated his opinion. That's just, you can't come out somebody about their opinion. Get the fuck over it. If you're that triggered by somebody else's opinion, then don't mean a public platform where people are to share their opinion. Period. That's just the end of the day. That's the end of the day. All right. Trying to go past the drama in the chats. I say no on that one. Brandon Peck, Vooch is a hell of a rebounder. Absolutely. And see, Vooch is got his swagger back, right? That was the thing with Vooch. He was getting open shots, he just wasn't hitting them. But on top of that now, Vooch has his full swagger back. Vooch is out there moving and he knows his role. His shots falling. He's playing good. Vooch has that swag back. And it's good to see. It's definitely good to see. Let's see. Is Tony Bradley on this team next year? Yeah. I think he's going to be on the team next year unless something crazy happens. Definitely. Haize, you may want to get it. I'm working on it. I said I wanted to get people who are interested in being moderators, but I know a lot of people, because me and Windy City Breeze and others go live after games. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to fight for a loyalty over which channel, but we will definitely be getting moderators in here soon, because as you guys see, the live streams are growing, and with the live stream growing, it gets fucking crazy in here. It gets crazy in here, and I'm not always able to see it, so I do apologize, and I'm not able to kind of stomp it out some faster. So yeah, I'll be looking to get moderators in here probably over the next week or so for sure. I love it when people say this, right? When people are like, who is the true basketball GOAT? And then they say, don't be biased either, because that means that if you give them the answer that they don't think is the right one, you're quote unquote biased. Michael Jordan's the GOAT, easily. I put Kobe over LeBron James. So yeah, there you go. Michael Jordan is absolutely the GOAT, and that's just not because I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. I'm not a Bulls fan, and then yeah, Michael Jordan is absolutely the GOAT. That's not any question at all. And I think if and keep in mind the different eras, handshake, they were able to actually fight people basically back when Jordan played. So because of that, completely different era, tougher era in general. Jordan's absolutely GOAT. Jordan in this era, with how that people play now, you put some shooters around him, man. Listen, dangerous. All right, so here's where we're gonna go in the comments, right? Stop coming at each other. Stop it. Like, what GBZ? Like, you gotta chill, bro. You coming at somebody else's pin. You literally have to chill, or you're gonna get muted and put on timeout. And I hate to say, but that's literally what it's called here, is putting you in timeout. You gotta chill, bro. Focus on the stream, talk about the game, talk about the sport. Stop coming at somebody else in the chat. It's not that serious. This isn't about them. It's not about you. Be focused on what we're here to talk about. That's the Chicago Bulls. Period. Give me a shout out to Red Nation from Malaysia. First of all, shout out to you for being from Malaysia, Baba Tunde. I love your username at that. Yeah, definitely shout out. You guys know I'm lived overseas a lot of part of my life, so I'm definitely appreciative of anybody who's from overseas and watches this. Tay Hollins. Vuce will be an all-star this year, a reserve. You heard it here first. That is very possible, especially because like the coaches named the reserves, right? With him kicking up some, definitely possible, can happen for sure. Juju. Okay, Juju, Ricky Fontaine, MCC is now be in touch with you guys, because you guys are ones that are almost always here. So we talk outside. So yeah, I know I can trust you guys. If the Bulls win a championship this year, you got to get a tattoo. No, what? I never said on my face. Never said on my face. I said I would get a tattoo live and stream it, a Bulls tattoo, which I'm probably gonna get a Bulls tattoo anyway. But it's definitely not on my face. Come on now. I work in corporate America. I'm never getting a face tattoo. Never at all. The Bulls. Good show, Haize. I know this is Bulls talk. Have you listened to any new hip hop albums lately? Listen, that Nas joint is amazing. Amazing. Hit Boy and Nas have a chemistry right now that's second to none in hip hop. Second to none in hip hop. Absolutely. I respect your KD is the GOAT. Bro, KD isn't the GOAT. What has KD won other than being paired with Steph Curry? Like, KD is good, but he's not the GOAT. You got to do more than to be greatest of all time. He's not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. Watching from Canada, Brody. Just found a show from a few hey, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for sure. He said, "What's wrong with face tats? What's right with face tats? Like and look, I don't knock it. Like, people get it how they live. Me, for my ministry and my family, face tattoos are a big no. I ain't doing no face tattoo, bro. First of all, my face is beautiful. Second of all, like I said, I work in corporate America. I ain't doing it. Not doing it. Io should be in the rookie game. Love his skill set. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. Oh, and I didn't point it out. Brandon Peck, somebody more. Coby has actually had. Somebody said he's had 6 double-doubles in his career so far. I haven't been able to fact check that, but somebody else said that, so some of you guys may want to check that. Listen, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. What do you think I'm going to pick? If the Bulls and the Heat face off in the playoffs fully healthy, who do you predict to win the series? The Chicago Bulls. That's who I predict to win the series. The Chicago Bulls. Donovan Mays. Io has to play more minutes because we need him to take either Kai or Harden or Patty. Lonzo and Caruso all hands on deck. No, again, LaVine's a improved defender. I trust him to be able to do some things with Harden. Lonzo can guard anybody. Caruso can guard anyone. And I don't think Io needs to play more minutes, right? But in his minutes, he's going to be able to play solid defense. When you can throw 3 guards at any other guard lineup that are extremely good on defense, and then Zach LaVine, who's solid on defense as well, hey, that's what you get. If the Bulls and Heat face off in the I already answered that one. My bad. This is a good question. Can Io go for rookie of the year? I don't think so, because he's not going to have the, keep in mind, very much rookie of the year is also popularity and everything. He's not going to have the highlights. He's not going to have the big over the top games that some of the higher draft picks can have. But Io has just as much potential damn near as anybody else in this draft from this past draft. That's for sure. Alex Lorez says his comments keep getting skipped. Honestly, I tried to catch up with it. So leave your comment now. The one that I skipped, go ahead and leave it again. I promise you I will answer it, Alex. My bad, man. It's not personal or anything like that. I skipped some stuff to try to catch up. So I apologize. It's not personal. I will get your comment next. Leave it in. No. What were you born? You're born yesterday if you think KD's the GOAT? Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Y'all be killing me with these bias-ass opinions, talking about some dumb shit. KD the GOAT. KD, what does he have? 1 title? 2? I don't remember. KD is not the GOAT at all. Not at all. Not even remotely. KD doesn't even enter the conversation of top 10. Like, great players overall, regular season players, yes. But we're talking about greatest of all time. That includes championships. He doesn't have the resume. He doesn't have the resume, period. BKR Sport. I think what I'm loving the most right now is our depth. The fact that right now we are starting depth players because we have to, and they're killing it. It's really wild to watch. It really, really is. It really is. Bro, you got to stop. Like, first of all, can't nobody with dry ass skin and terrible hair ever be my GOAT. Ever. Ever. Like, the motherfucker don't even brush his hair. You can't be a GOAT and not brush your hair. You can't be a GOAT and not use lotion. That motherfucker's skin is screaming for moisturization. You can't be the GOAT with that shit. You can't be the GOAT with that. You can't. You can't be the GOAT and not practice self-care. You can't at all. You think people yelling about us getting Grant only to pair with our new version, Mike and Scotty? Listen, Grant is not coming to this team. He's not. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Yo, Red Blood for Life, big fan Filipino from UAE, Abu Dhabi. Bulls fans always rowdy, but sits quiet during the game time. 5 win streak since 2011. Let's go say my name. Let's go say my name. MC season. Hey, everybody, don't forget to like and definitely don't forget to like and subscribe, God damn it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. KD's not even close to GOAT level. It's just a current star in its prime and nothing else. That is basically what it boils down to. Listen, I apologize that I'm skipping. It's literally I try to get back more recent. So leave your comment again. I know I got to get to Alex's as well. So leave your comment again. What would Lonzo have to do to become an all-star reserve? Honestly, the aggression that we saw from him when DeMar and Zach were out, if he keeps that from now until now, again, the opportunities have to be there for him. But if he keeps that, I think he can be an all-star reserve paired with the defense that he plays. If he gets a little bit more assists, which is going to be difficult just because of the freedom of ball movement that we play with. But yeah, for sure. All right, here we go. Alex's comments. Javonte Green had the highest plus minus on the roster, and it shows. His energy really enhanced everyone else's performance. When you have a player like Javonte Green that literally is pure energy, he doesn't really do any glaring holes. He's solid in almost every aspect. He's shooting what I thought I saw that he's shooting like 51% from the field, which is huge. He doesn't take a lot of shots, of course, but that's big. Yeah, he makes the game a lot easier for everyone out there, as well as being a great defender that can, like we saw it. He's the reason why they were able to still start Coby in the second half of last game. They switched Trae Young, him on to Trae Young, and it just made everything else go that much easier. Javonte Green is a huge key and important piece of this Bulls team. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Bulls Nation had to go in timeout, so there you go with that. Yep. Bulls Nation definitely winning time. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna block him for now because this is his first day. Like, he's been in the chat before, but he hasn't been acting this ridiculous. So I just went ahead and muted him now. You're not gonna see any more comments from Bulls Nation. Jorge Sanchez, AC 6-man of the year. He definitely has a chance to win it. Again, I've talked about this before. Like, he has to. the Bulls have to win a lot for that to happen, first of all, which is definitely on pace to do. But I definitely can see him winning Sixth Man of the Year. Oh, you know what? I see more dumbass shit from Bulls Nation. So no, you're actually now blocked on YouTube, Bulls Nation. You gotta go. You gotta go. Bro, I was born in this era, never watched Jordan, but KD's the most skilled and already has 2 chips and 2 MVPs. Yeah, okay. No, it's again, that does not make you the GOAT. Okay. You have Steve Nash won MVPs. Doesn't make him the GOAT. Y'all got to get out of this shit, bro. Y'all dumb. Like, yeah, that's just a dumbass basketball opinion, personally. And Thad Young make the Bulls a top 2 team in the league. They're already the top 2 team in the league. I'm a Bulls fan. Of course, I'm going to say that. But the addition of Thad Young does make a lot of things easier on the Bulls. And like I said, moving Javonte Green to the bench and having that versatility defensively and everything, absolutely. What's up with the chat tonight? Seems like a lot of toxicity. Let's just chill. We all Bulls family. Hey, it happens. Like when you have, and this is the thing that I didn't prepare for as much, right? And the channel growing so fast in such a small amount of time, you have people that see that and then think that's the opportunity for them to get over. Shout out to the wrestling term. It is. So you know, you're going to have people that you have to mute and shit like that. So Bulls Nation is muted now. I know I'm still catching up with comments, but if you see anything else from him, just ignore it now. He's muted, so don't even worry about it. Mario Schofield, KD is not even close to GOAT level, and that comment was yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're right. I am Scocks. I love how Io was bullying Young in the paint. Listen, and then that one time where he knocked the ball out of Young's and the camera, they just happened to have the camera on the sideline camera, and he was talking shit to Young. I love from a young player in Io. I love to see that ability already, that confidence when you're going and you're playing good and you know you're getting in somebody's head to just talk shit to them. I love that shit. I love that shit. Now I know somebody else said that I missed their comment, so I want to make sure I get it. I know I got Alex's comment. Somebody else said I missed their comment, and I want to make sure I didn't miss it again. So make sure you let me know. Donovan Mays. It's good to have channels like this. Mainstream media is looking foolish, especially with the preseason predictions of the Bulls. I've talked about this a little bit on streams before. At the All-Star break, I've put a compilation together of all the media doubt. Well, not all of it, but a lot of the media doubt and little clips from different analysts on doubting the Bulls. And it's going to be hosted by Petty Roosevelt. I'm literally going to post Petty Roosevelt takes over Chicago Bulls Central. And it's just going to be me and my Petty Roosevelt persona digging in on all these ESPN analysts. So our new regime has almost been perfect, except the Gaffer trade. That's exactly the player we need. Well, no, again, it's perfect in hindsight. We didn't know the makeup of this team was going to be and where the holes were going to be. But again, Gafford wasn't going to stay. We were not going to offer Gafford the contract he got in Washington. And more than likely, if they offered him that contract, yes, they got to see a little bit of him before then by having him and trading for him. But there was going to be another team to offer Gafford that contract. We could not pay Gafford that much. We just couldn't. So it would have been, us keeping him would have been short term anyway. Short term anyway. Daryl Carter, we're going to the ship. Fuck it. Hey, man. Hey, man, I love the confidence. Love the confidence. Can't be the GOAT without moisturizing. Hey, man, for sure. For sure. You can't be, man. You can't. Like, the motherfucker doesn't even brush his hair. Like, literally. Like, KD has beady beads. And anyone who's, like, old like me and remembers what that means, like, that motherfucker needs a relaxer or something immediately. Just got back from the game, and all I can say was that Zach LaVine 360 dunk was electric in the stadium. I feel the energy. Shout out to John Carlson coming back from a game, coming in here, man. Coming in here. And he's still not going to be the GOAT. KD can bounce the Bulls in the first round. He's still not going to be the GOAT. He's not going to be the GOAT. And it's not being salty. The motherfucker doesn't brush his hair or moisturize his skin. That does not make him the GOAT. When KD wins 5 titles, let's have that conversation. But KD is not the GOAT. This is it. It's not the GOAT. It's not. He's not. No, that's an idiotic opinion. You're caught up in your fandom, bro. Caught up in your fandom. Can't wait until we play the Bucks. I hope both teams are at full strength too. That's going to be a game to measure how good we really are. Agreed. Agreed for sure. All right, so we're past the point of now Bulls Nation being blocked. So I'm past the point of me blocking him. It says it in the chat that he couldn't leave anything after this point, so we should be good. JJ Ortiz, I think we don't need to look for a power forward anymore. We've had Tyler Cook on this team since day one, and he's proven that he can ball. I understand where that opinion is coming from, right? I understand that a lot. I'm not saying by any means of the stretch that like he's the perfect power forward for this system or anything like that. But I can understand in a world in which you're saying, hey, instead of us looking to go to trade for somebody, especially if that means giving up assets, let's see what we can develop in this guy Cook. The only reason why I think we're not seeing more players like Marco, like Cook, like Dotson get minutes to develop on this team is they see this team is fighting for something more. And in their playoff run, Io already earned a position, right? You already have an unproven player in him. You're trying to bring Coby White along. I can see why they don't want to take the time to develop them. Like if this team was still the last year's team that didn't have like huge aspirations, like they'll probably be getting more minutes. But with that being said, I would like to see Tyler Cook get more minutes for sure as well. I want to see more McClung in the G League. In the G League. That's what I want to see. Is there a better under the radar pick up than Javonte Green? Io DeSumo would like a word. That's what I'm going to say on that. JJ Ortiz, Green is nice. I like his energy and the fact he wants to do. Listen, I'm glad he had his dunk today. There is a moment in every game that Javonte Green plays where he has a dunk that you literally are like, I need a poster, a picture, something of that, something like that. This is a good question from Chicago Bulls. Are the Bulls in will now mode, or will we still be setting up for the both? We're absolutely doing both, and great teams do both. Teams that are built really good from smart GMs, they do both. They have players that they're setting up and developing for the future while also finding a way to contend now. And that's what I think the Bulls are absolutely doing. Absolutely doing. Andy, Coby playing like a true point guard. Is he going to be? I wouldn't say that he's necessarily playing like a true point guard just because he got a lot of assists, but I understand what you're meaning there. I, again, talked about this. I really do think he's going to stay on this team for sure. Trey was 10 for 23 tonight and 8 from 23 last night. I really hope we get all in the playoffs. We got Trey's number. We'll sweep him if we can make him inefficient like we did the last two games. Keep in mind, in fairness, last two games, missing Collins, missing a lot of that roster, right? They have like 11 players in health and safety. So the team is going to look completely different if we do play them in the playoffs. So it won't be that quite that easy. Bulls Nation is inside the Chicago Bulls backup page. Stay woke, Haize. That's a good point, Jonathan Washington Jr. That is a really, really good point. Really good point, man. Really good point. Juju knows hoop. RIP Bulls Nation. He's out of here. He got him out of here. Once Ricky Fontaine left the comment that he got to go. I'm concerned about our size in the post. What trade is, again, not talking trades. I talked about that heavily, Christian. Not talking trades. I don't think that's the answer to the question. This is a trade question that I won't answer only because I've talked about it before. And this is not favoritism. Anyone who's been watching me long enough knows I've said this theory probably like 10 to 20 times. What would you trade to get that young at the trade deadline? Again, I'm going to walk you guys through my whole scenario yet again because you guys asked me. Is that if I'm the Bulls and you know that the Spurs are going to buy out Trae Young, I call up the Spurs and say, hey, would you guys be willing to trade Troy Brown Jr.'s contract? It's expiring at the end of this season. It's no long-term salary, so you guys won't have any long-term implications, but at least we get our guy back. That's what I would do. And I believe they're within, because you can trade for a contract a certain percentage over it. I believe that they would work like 1-for-1 to do that trade. So if that can work that way, absolutely, Troy Brown Jr., I would throw their way. If you have to include a non-guaranteed contract like Matt Thomas or somebody like that, I even think it's worth doing it in that case. You do that to get that young back on this team. That's what I would do. Io, I don't think we're talking about Io to win six man. I think we're talking about Caruso to win six man. But this, even if you meant Caruso, JQ, Chicago, Tyler Hero is a good point out for that. Good point out for that. How do you feel about the Bell signing? I mean, I think it's going to be much ado about nothing. I don't really think he's going to end up getting a lot of minutes on this team. But like I said, in a pinch, um, God forbid COVID hits us any harder and any of our big men, you can do a lot worse. You can do a lot worse. I said it when we got LaVine in the Butler trade that he was going to set he average 25 plus a game, and now he has a winning team, and I'm so happy. You think LaVine should be in the MVP conversation? I do. When you look at his efficiency and everything like this, I do think Zach LaVine. And then as Zach LaVine keeps like taking over games and just making things look easy, absolutely. Well, Zach LaVine being no, Zach LaVine's done with dunk contests. I think if he was ever going to do a dunk contest, it would have been the year the All-Star game was in Chicago and he wasn't an All-Star. At this point, no. Derrick Jones Jr., on the other hand, I want to see him rep Chicago in the dunk contest. He's the reigning dunk contest champion, right? I would absolutely like to see him. Max Zed, good job. Good job, bro. Keep up the good job. I appreciate that. Capo. 3 times. Capo 3 times. Got to change your name. That needs to be your name now. Tyler Cook over Bradley. I agree with that right now. For sure. Bulls balls out. Get them Petty Roosevelt. Young Putts don't know nothing. They think KD the GOAT, man. Listen, I just got to laugh at people. Man. Walter, true. Tonight was his 6th career double-double. See, there you go. Man hasn't seen a tube of lotion in years. Listen, that shit got to be bad, man. That shit got to be bad. BDBs, I'm watching Martin after the show. Hey, listen, see, I love the throwback. I love when people get the little throwback ones. Is it snowing in Ohio, man? The snow's already coming down hard, and now I'm snowed in. When I went to go get food for dinner today, it was starting to come down a little bit. I don't think it's coming down hard, though. All right. Oh, good. This is John Carlson. Yeah, they asked for my Vax card. Okay. All right. All right. Evan. I just got to the hotel from the game as well. I lost my voice screaming the whole game. I'm still in shock after Vooch grabbed 20 freaking rebounds. It was an amazing performance, man. Amazing performance for sure. Should the Bulls try trading Coby? I've talked about this heavily, man. No, I'm not off there. BKR Sport, want to go to you. Jumping off for now, mate. Shoot you a DM on Twitter. Shot you a DM on Twitter. Catch you the next one when we slap the Pacers. Absolutely, bro. And I'll check your DM after this one. Oh, this is a big one. Tyler Cook can be as good as Christian Wood. Wood was a bum until last year. 5 teams in 6 years for Wood. Will he have the shooting ability of Christian Wood though? But I mean, hey, regardless, I'm not even to compare him to any other player. I think Tyler Cook can develop into a heck of a player. Young Optimum, going to the Bulls versus Pacers game this Friday. Do you think we'll get the win this time around? Their size beat us down a bit last time. I think with the confidence Vooch is playing with, and you saw what he did against Sabonis. The last time we played them, we beat them. And Vooch beat up Sabonis. So like if we play more like the last game rather than the time they blew us out, absolutely. We have a team that can do it all. All players respect each other and focus on winning more games. Perfect examples are DeMar and Zach. Zero selfishness. Lakers, for example, are the opposite. Go Bulls. Yeah, those 2 players set the tone. And when you have 2 players like that are setting the tone of unselfishness, it goes through the whole team. Fleming is good, but he leaves the starters in. Well, again, the starters they're actually playing less minutes than what they did with Billy Donovan, and we don't have a full roster. So, I mean, again, that's a critique you'd have to throw at Billy Donovan as well. Thank you, Daryl. Stop trying to trade Coby. Absolutely. AOB instrumentals. You're quickly becoming my favorite basketball commentator. Well, that is big words. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Somebody did shoot me a DM on Twitter the other day and asked if I would ever consider like doing a general NBA channel. And no, because I wouldn't be able to bring the passion like I do with the Bulls. Like the Bulls are literally my favorite sports franchise, period. And so it makes it easier. If I did like a general NBA channel, the passion wouldn't be there as much. So it wouldn't be as genuine. But a Bears channel is coming for sure. That's actually not true. The Bulls can trade for Thad. They can't sign Thad if he's bought out, but we can trade for Thad. There's been several players that have been traded. Like hell, one year Quentin Richardson got traded like 4 times and ended up back on the team that he was traded to. So we can trade for him. We just can't sign him if he's bought out. Haize, do you think the 2020 Lakers championship has asterisks with it? I don't think that ring is as meaningful as others because they had an extended break, the bubble, and COVID. Listen, I don't get into all that. They won a championship. It's not going to be an official asterisk next to it. When people look back at it in the COVID year, they'll see it. It is what it is. But hey, they still were able to pull it out. They can't control that. There's nothing that the NBA them could have controlled it. So I don't necessarily put an asterisk next to it because that was just a weird fucking year. 2020 is the year that's always going to live in infamy. Let's think about it. When our grandkids go back and look at pictures from like 2020 to now, and they see like us wearing masks, and if they're not doing it, then they're going to be like, what the fuck was going on now? I mean, it is what it is. When the Bulls go up against Milwaukee, how are they going to? Again, it's not about one-on-one. People ask these questions who don't watch basketball. It's not about checking Giannis one-on-one. Sometimes with great defenses, when you don't have the ability to stop a player one-on-one and a player that can't be stopped anyway, you let them go off, you stop everything else around them. So you don't have to stop just Giannis to be able to beat the Bucks. Yep, Trump's gone. We don't do dumb shit like that. What 90s, early 2000s team would you say is comparable to this Bulls team? The Pistons. The Pistons. Absolutely. The Pistons. Trump's gone, y'all. He's gone. I caught a little bit late. I don't know if I can make you a moderator while this is going on, Ricky Fontaine, because I think I have to have like your email and shit. But you MC Season, and oh my God, you guys all DM me on Twitter at Chicago Bulls Pod. Wait, what the fuck is my Twitter? At Bull Central Pod on Twitter. Jesus Christ, it's late. It is late. It's demon time for sure. All right, let's go. Trump's gone, y'all. I know I'm catching up, so he's gonna have some. All right, let's go to Nate. Been here since you first started. I do remember you saying that you're not going to be doing videos every day. You also opened my eyes to Inside the Chicago Bulls. Went ahead and unsubscribed to that. Hey, listen, I don't mean to stop anybody's money, Nate, but yeah, I mean, I've talked about very heavily why he is not a YouTuber that I could ever support. I don't care how big his channel is, for sure. GBZ said he pretty sure. Okay, leave your comment again. I apologize. I was trying to skip past some of the spam things, so I apologize. GBZ, go ahead and leave your comment again, and I'll make sure I'll get to it. I'll look out for it for sure. Who was our best contract this season, value-wise? Shit, I honestly think DeMar, as much as he is getting paid, like you got to look at it. If somebody would have told you that you'd get somebody who can score in the fourth quarter, lead the league in fourth quarter points, score at the rate that he is, play everything, I think he would get even more than what he got. But I also think Lonzo's a good value. Caruso's a good value. The Bulls overall, they got good values out of everyone for sure. You're wrong here, Ezekiel. We can't if he's waived, we can't sign him. You got it backwards. I'm gonna Google it real quick. I don't know. Somebody else look for. I can't look for it right now, but I know for a fact we can't sign him if he's bought out. That I know for a fact. Listen, I'm gonna have this channel has grown. I'm not gonna lie to you, Leon. It caught me completely off guard how much we've grown. But yeah, we're definitely getting trolls at this point because of how quick the channel has grown for sure. So I blocked Trump. It took a minute. It takes a minute for me to catch up. So I apologize, man. But yeah, he's gone now. Chicago playoff basketball is back. The city will be lit after years of futility that could win a chip this year. Listen, Chicago. I've been to a Chicago game in the playoffs once in Chicago, and I haven't been to any other city's game, so I can't speak to anyone else. That shit is electric. Like literally walking into the stadium, you feel it. Then tip off, like it gets so tense. Then the tip off, it's like a big release. It's like busting a nut after having blue balls for 6 months in Chicago. Like I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. Can't wait to see what it's going to be like. Thank you. Thank you. At Bull Central Pod. I'm so fucking like I'm tired of shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. Now we got you're blocked too. Celtics are the best. Yeah, right. All right, let me see how I can add a mod real quick. I don't know how I can do it. Give me 1 second. Because I can't keep monitoring these dumbasses. They keep coming in so damn quick, man. Yeah, I don't know how to do it right now. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, but they're blocked now. Damn, there's a lot of people blocked now. I've just realized how many people I've had to block from streams the last couple of times. This is a great one. Great one. We need to stop Milwaukee, not Giannis. I'm confident we can play really good team defense against them. Absolutely. That I agree with. That I agree with for sure. All right, GBZ. Appreciate you for your patience with me. With the coming shirts of games coming, what do you think our record will be after that? I mean, let me look at it real quick. Let's look at the Chicago Bulls upcoming schedule. So we're 22-10 right now, with a big stretch coming in. Indiana, winnable. I mean, every game is winnable. At the end of this month, we have quite a bit of games this month. I say the Bulls at the end of January, and don't quote me, I didn't count the games. So I can count 1, 2, 3. So we have 16 games between now and the end of January. I think the Bulls are going to be 35 wins. 35 wins. 35 wins. Man, the spam is getting really. Yeah, I definitely have to get on moderators for sure. I'm gonna do that after I end the stream. The first thing I'm gonna do is add moderators. Do you think we will beat Indiana on Friday? Also, love your channel. Keep it. Thank you, Trent. Yeah, I think we beat them. For sure. You ain't doing things right if you ain't got trolls. That's for damn sure. For sure. Benny the Bull. The bully. Why don't you listen? Okay, this is I'm gonna break it down really simple, really quick and easy, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. He does not post anything that shows he actually watches Chicago Bulls game. It's clickbait after news article, out of flat out lies. And to me, when a content creator, to me, he's benefiting off the fact that the Bulls have a huge fan base from the dynasty era, and we have a huge international fan base, and he's flat out lying to people. And as a content creator, keep in mind, I was a podcaster long before I started this channel and this podcast. Part of being and loving the idea of content creation is the honesty and being genuine in what you do. Somebody who flat out lies to get clickbaity type things is always going to get a disrespect from me. So that's basically what it boils down to. Busting it up. I'm serious, man. That's what it feels like in the United Center. When Vuce hits his contract year, do you think the Bulls will look to trade him or take a chance in him walking after the season if they make him an offer he doesn't like? So with Vuce, his contract is up after next season. And I had been saying before, if Vuce was still playing terrible, expiring contract at his size is very, it's easier to trade at that point. I don't know. It just depends on how Vuce plays, man. It depends on how Vuce plays. If he's still looking like he has something, I think it's going to be a lot less than what he's making now. But I can see a world in which they definitely bring him back, maybe on a shorter, like 2-year deal or something like that, for sure. Ace Daniels, Haize, you're my favorite Bulls channel, and I watch all of them. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that for sure. Saw the Wizards game yesterday and saw Haize. It doesn't make me sad. Like I want to see him do good, right? It's just not here. It's not. He can't develop here. It's just not time for that here. It's just not time for that here. JJ Ortiz, the only team that makes you nervous is Miami for some reason. It shouldn't. I mean, it should. I understand why you're saying that, but it really shouldn't. Let me see something. Hit it. Settings, community. Moderators. All right, bam. Let's see how I can add moderators. I don't know how to do. So I found where to paste the channel URL of a user to add as a moderator. Let's see how we can do this real quick. So I'm going, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I know this is not like the best time to be doing this, but this is the only way that I can think of it now. Smear60, I'm about to add you as a moderator. I'm going to try. I don't know how to get to, see, I don't know how to do it. Oh yeah, I'm Scott. You'd be good. You'd be great too. Oh, bam. I can add as moderator right here. You guys are all about to be mods. Scocks, I know I'm not saying that right. Moderator, Smear60, moderator, Ricky Fontaine, moderator. All right, so we got the mods now. Ricky Fontaine, Smear60, I am Scocks. You guys are all moderators on here. So when you see stuff, block their ass. Just block them. At this point, the spam ones, just block. Don't even worry about it. Don't ask me. It's all good. You ain't got to give me no permission or anything. Ask for no permission, anything like that. Just go ahead and block them. MC Season, I'm adding you as a moderator too. Bam, moderator. All right, we got our mods set up. I just did it that quick. Had to take care of shit because it's getting really crazy in here, and I don't want to keep interrupting your guys' enjoyability of being in here. So you guys now have mod ability. Check it out. You may have to refresh or something like that, but you guys can go ahead, block anybody who's in there doing crazy shit. So there you go. All right. Yo, Haize, pull up this YouTube stream on the. Oh, I just did that. I literally just did that. So you guys now have mod ability. Smear60 is a mod. MC Season's a mod. Skokes is a mod. Ricky Fontaine is a mod. MC Season is a mod too. I think I said that already. So yeah. So I got you guys all in as mods. MC Season, I think I just added you. I think I just added you as a mod. So let me know. Let me know. All right. Moving on now. Let's get back into the good shit. Blah, you made it, Haize. Be proud of yourself. Blah, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna add you as a mod too because you are in here quite often, and then that way we have a nice rotation of mods. So that way, if one of the mods isn't here, we have a nice rotation, and there's people that I all know are in the stream more times than not. So you guys are all mods. Yes, be respectful of everyone else in there, but I picked all people that I know and that I trust and that are fair in here, and I'll be looking out too. So there you guys go. All right, let's get back on the topic. Let's get back on it. It's after midnight. Luckily, I don't go back to work to the 4th. So we got plenty of time. Let's get back into it. So I had to catch up to the chat just to make sure I got all the mods, saw all the trolls. So I'm back at the start now. Any questions that I missed, any topics, any ideas, anything, please go ahead and leave a comment again about them for sure. I apologize that I haven't up until this point. So yeah, Mod Squad is in here now. We got everything going. Let's get back to having fun. Let's get back to talking about it. So it is what it is. All right, let's go to Benny the Bull. I might be the only one, but I thought Bulls made a mistake giving that much money to Zach when he was in restricted free agency. Listen, so they let the market set the deal. And I didn't necessarily think it was going to be bad. I think that it had the chance of, especially if Zach's like he turned out to be injury prone or something like that. But that contract ended up being such an underpay for Zach LaVine. That's why I can't even be mad. If he does qualify for the Supermax, he deserves it all if he gets it. If not, if it's just the regular max, he deserves it all, man. He deserves it all. So Donovan May shot 76% tonight on 13 attempts. Wish we could have shot it more. I want to see him go for 50 at least once this year to show motherfuckers he's still about that. Hey, I agree with you there. But, you know, they're playing within the confines of the game, so it is what it is. Zanny Fresh, thank you for responding to my comments, bro. Putting on for the team. You doing a hell of a job with the channel. I also have friends up to your channel. I had you on the big screen. They fucks with your content. I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. So yeah. Darius Wiggins, good shit, Haize. Definitely appreciate that. Millar Miller Haize, what are your thoughts in regards of context, not outcome? Rodman, Jordan, Pippen, equivalent to DeMar. Listen, no, they would have to accomplish so much more, right? We would have to see this type of production for a long time before I'm ready to compare anything to those three. And that's just, you know, I don't react off things. We can see them have a great singular season again, knock on wood, because it's not going to happen. But we can see them have a great one season together and it completely fall apart. So it is what it is. Predict the Bulls record when the season is over. I have always been at the thing between 50 to about 54 to 55 wins. That's where I think. Now, how this stretch goes in January is really going to determine a lot of things. So how these next like 16 game goes are going to determine a lot with that. But I really do think the Bulls about 50. Let's cut the minimum. I'll say the median. 53 wins is what I'm saying for the Bulls. 53 wins. 53 wins. It's safe to say Zach LaVine thumb is feeling better the way he's been shooting as of late. I honestly think that when, you know, keep in mind, Zach was out longer than that 10-day period for COVID. I really do think when they announced like, oh, well, Zach's going to miss the next 3 games, even though he could have come back, I think like 1 game into that it was, hey, you might as well take this time to go ahead and rest up that thumb, let the thumb heal, because we know that Zach wasn't going to be sitting, right? He wasn't going to sit to let that thumb heal. So they took advantage of the COVID thing and said, you know what? Go ahead. Let that sit. Let that sit. You got a P.O. box? I love to send fam. I do not have a P.O. box, bro. Like this channel blowing up, keep in mind, it's been around 5 months. This shit happening, getting to the point to where it has been a complete and utter surprise for me. Like big time. I was not prepared for this. I don't know nothing about P.O. boxes. I don't have one. I'm sure I'll get one at some point in time. But as of right now, no, I do not have a P.O. box, bro. Not have a P.O. box, unfortunately. Will Io become the defender Chris Dunn was? He definitely has a much better offensive skill set. I think so. I think he may be. Keep in mind, there are different types of defenders. Chris Dunn was a disruptive defender, but if you're talking about one-on-one, bare basics of defense and everything, well, not bare basics. That makes it sound like I'm saying he's not good, but I do think that Io can be a better defender than Chris Dunn was. Definitely. Is Zach a top 10 player in the NBA? If he's not right now, he keeps going the way he is, it definitely will happen. Definitely will happen. Jonathan Washington Jr., the chat is in good hands with mods like you guys. Yeah, for sure. Joking, don't ban me. I miss what you said. Oh, he said Jake D's nuts. That's so funny. Come on, Shay. You already know it's not picked or brushed right now, but my beard is killing. First of all, I got red and blonde in my beard naturally. James Harden beard just looks like a bee's nest on his face. I'm definitely beating James Harden's beard. What do you think of buyouts? I've said that before. I like Tristan Thompson as a buyout candidate. I really, really do. I really do. Well, either way, keep it up, bro. Love your channel. It's fresh and very informative. I appreciate you, Roderick, for that, man. I definitely appreciate that. It means a lot. Thoughts on games without Lonzo? I've been surprised at how good the Bulls defense has adjusted without Lonzo and Caruso. Again, I think Lonzo adds such a dimension to this team without like the stats, like, you know, not just looking at what's in the stats. So it's definitely been interesting there, but I love that way that they've been able to step up and everything. This is false. Getting cooked. Coby White has been solid on defense. He had a terrible half first game against the Hawks. But overall, looking at actually watching Coby White's games, since he's been back from COVID, Coby is very improved on defense. He's not getting cooked by any stretch of the means. He's getting caught out of position sometimes. He's not the best one-on-one defender, but again, he's not getting cooked anymore like he used to, for sure. When the Bulls play the Nets with Kyrie, who do you think should be the primary defender? It's going to be both of them, because keep in mind, they're not going to be in the game a lot at the same time. When Caruso's out there, he's going to be guarding Ball. When Lonzo's out there, when Caruso's out there, he's going to be guarding Kyrie. When Ball's out there, he's going to be guarding Kyrie. That's it. If only Tyler Cook could shoot the three, he would be exactly what we need. Keep in mind, I don't think it's necessarily the need to shoot the three. I think it's the need to hit just open shots that he's given. So yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily the 3-point shot that we need from somebody. Exactly, blah. Exactly. I agree with you there. Haize put juices and berries in his beard. He's undefeated. Listen, I do some great shit with my beard, that's for sure. Dunn has a serious injury. He's been out since the season he was on Atlanta. Good. Well, no, it's not good that he's injured, but he doesn't need to be on the Bulls for sure. That contract, no. And the perfect, again, so I get caught up on stuff like when people say perfect or need. He's not the perfect. Again, the perfect type of person that we need at power forward on the team is a player that doesn't need offense to be called for them to be effective. Porzingis needs offense and plays to be called for him. So no, he's not the perfect fit. Can he work? Could he be successful here? Yes, but he's not not perfect at all. Giovanna, will the Bulls make it to the finals? Hey, we got a fighting chance, that's for sure. Then Tucker over Caruso and choosing. Listen, well, basically they chose Westbrook over both of them. Caruso and DeMar's contracts would have still been less than what they're paying Westbrook. So they still could have had Tucker. That's the crazy thing. I don't think we need anyone. We need our players to get healthy. That's a good point there as well. Cook also needs to know his defensive assignments more. Yes, he does get caught out of position on defense. He does. Now, once he's actually guarding the player on defense, that one-on-one it's not great, right? I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's pretty solid as well there. Okay, I gotta disagree with that. Selfish vibes. Everything that Coby did on offense today was smart. It was like even when he drove, he did it smartly and with intention. Again, man, I think you just have a problem with Coby White, which is fine. But do you think the Kobe's blow at some point? Every team blows it up. But what do you mean by like at some point? If they get bounced in like the first round of the playoffs or something this year, I think they're going to make some serious heavy moves for sure. Anytime Shay, either a voicemail or a message says, I'm going to laugh at this, or you may think this is funny, I know he's going to say some wild shit. I haven't even read the rest of this comment. You may laugh at me, but no one talks about Maurice Harkless. He can score from the three, defend and rebound at a high rate. He probably might. Again, we don't need a three. I don't think we need a three. I think that report of the Bulls looking for an athletic defensive three was old, in my opinion. So yeah. Lakers could have ideally had DeMar, Tucker, Caruso, and Buddy Hield if they didn't go with the and that's the crazy thing. That is the greatest thing. All right, this is the last comment for tonight. We went a lot longer than I thought we were. We're about 2-hour stream. It's funny how we draft IO, snag T Cook before the season, and Javonte last trade deadline, and no one even noticed. Now they showing out in front of everyone. Listen, Acme does some crazy shit. Oh, Mo at the power forward spot? I don't know if I like that. Are you more worried for Brooklyn or Milwaukee in the playoffs? I've already said I'm not. Brooklyn puts no fear in my heart, and that could be completely irrational. Milwaukee for sure. They have Giannis in Milwaukee. Derrick Jones Jr. is trade bait. Okay, trade bait to me means a player that's just for sure going to get traded. And I don't think he's trade bait at all. I think Derrick Jones Jr., if anything, showed that he could be a key piece on this bench. That's what I think. Now, does this contract expire at the end of this year? I thought. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. But yeah, I think Derrick Jones Jr. is going to be back here. That's what I think. I agree with this. It's Philly more than the Nets. I agree with that completely. But all right, that's my time for tonight. You guys got a lot out of me. I'm tired. I gotta rest my voice, man. Gotta rest my voice for sure. I appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to the new mods. Glad we were able to get that done. Trust you guys. Do good. But yeah, I'm on. I will see you guys tomorrow on a pre-recorded video. Next live stream will be after the game on Friday. Probably be a halftime hangout then as well. We'll see how late that. Oh, it's an earlier game on Friday, right? The game Friday is like at 3 p.m. So yeah, you get it halftime hangout and an after stream on that one as I prepare to drink my heart away for everything. But yeah, shout out to the mod. Shout out to you guys for joining. Thank you for everyone who came from BKR Sport. Thank you to everyone who was this first time watching the stream. Hopefully you guys like, shared, and subscribed to all that good stuff. Like I like to end every episode on. Go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace.